everybody, welcome back to another video. Oof. Today I am back on my actual camera instead of my phone. I've done quite a few videos on my phone recently. But today I'm going to talk to you about preparing for college when you're in high school. So I'm mostly going to be talking about like senior year applications, scholarships, all of that, but there are also some things that you should be doing throughout your entire high school career that will benefit you. So let's get started. I'm going to pull up my notes. So I wrote down 5 different things that can really help. So I'm going to start the first thing. This is, I think, the biggest thing for me. So a lot of people take AP classes, and those are good, but ultimately they don't benefit you as much in the long run. If you have the option to do dual enrollment instead, that really benefits you. So not all high schools have this, but if your high school does do dual enrollment with like a community college or something, do it. Because I took 3 AP courses in high school and none of them have helped me in college. None of those credits transferred to anything that I needed. Nothing matched up. But I took 2 dual enrollment classes and I wish I had taken more, but I did not know how much benefit they would have. One of them was a chemistry class, and that means that I don't have to take any science class in college because that transferred into my science general education credit. So now that's one less class I have to worry about, and my schedule is so busy because I'm majoring and minoring. So it's just chaos, and now that's one less class. And then I did an art dual enrollment, and that actually is substituting one of the art classes I need to take for my major. So I no longer have to take 2 classes. That's 2 less classes in my schedule. It's helping me so much, and I did not have to pay for them. Like, I think I had to pay a little bit for them, but not as much as you pay for AP tests and AP classes. That didn't benefit me at all. So if you can do dual enrollment, I really suggest that you do that. And don't stress the AP classes. Don't take them. They're not worth it unless you know for a fact that one of those tests will transfer into something that will help you. But for me, they didn't help. I took AP Lang and Comp, APUSH, and AP Economics, or MacRoc, I don't know what it was. None of those helped me. So it just really depends on your major, but for me, it was not worth it, and I shouldn't have wasted my money on that. So that's the first tip. That one's very, you have to do that because it will help you so much. So the next thing that you can do early on, before your senior year, is visit as many colleges as you possibly can. I was able to visit all of my colleges, and so I had made an initial list of colleges I was interested in. I took a couple off, but then I was in the area for another college, and I just ended up looking at one of the colleges that I thought I didn't want, and I realized that college, I actually really liked it. Once I went on campus, once I took that tour, I realized that it was more a fit for me than the actual other college that I looked at in that same area. So definitely visit the colleges because that really gives you a good feel for, just everything. So I ended up applying to that college and not applying to the other one that I initially was going in that area for. And another thing with college visits, if you can sit in on one of the classes for your major, do that, because the college that I wanted to go to, I was able to sit in a class for interior design, and I just realized how much I liked that program and that specific professor, and it felt like, oh my gosh, this battery's dying too. and I just felt like that was going to be a good choice. So visit as many colleges as you can. That will really help, because one of the colleges I visited I thought I really wanted, but I just I met the professors and they talked about the program and it just didn't really feel like it was for me. But I really liked the campus. It was in the city, the dorms were amazing, but the actual program just didn't feel right, and so that's why I didn't go to that one. So okay. Alright, so the next two things are kind of similar. So early applications. Do your applications for your colleges as soon as possible, because the earlier you submit your applications, the earlier you hear back, the earlier you can make decisions and all of that. So a lot of them, if you have like early decision or like early applications, they'll like give you some kind of reward, like a sweatshirt or something, a shirt, I don't know. But it really relieves stress. Like once you have them done in November or December, you don't have to worry about anything until like February or April, when like decisions are needed to be happening. The other thing is scholarships. Do as many scholarships as you possibly can. I did I want to say 30 different ones, and I'll get more into detail about that in my next thing, but it can really help. I got a scholarship and they wouldn't give it to me until after I completed a quarter or a semester, and so I'm in my second quarter, and so I got a $500 check that I was able to use towards this quarter's books, and I needed Adobe Creative Cloud for one of my classes, so I'm using that scholarship money towards that program. So really do as many scholarships as you can, even if you think that you won't get any, or you might not get one. Do it, because I was aiming to get I think I was wanting 5 scholarships, and I think I got 5. I don't remember, it was a long time ago, but do as many as you can. And then the last part is going into all of that, make lists and a calendar of when everything is due. So for my college essay, the Common App essay thing, we did that in my English class, and so we spent the first couple of months of that class working on that essay, and so I was able to have help from my teacher. She kept reviewing it, we edited it, so that was really helpful to have that in-class time. But if you don't have that, make sure that you are on top of things. Make a list of what's due first, make a list of when all of your applications are due, make a list of if you have any college visits, make sure you know everything, make sure you have a record of every single thing that you need. If you need letter of recommendations, get those as soon as possible, and write down when they're due, write down when you asked for them, and if you want to give a deadline to that teacher, to that whoever it is, do that, because you want to stay on track. You don't want to be behind. And then on top of that, scholarships, the same thing. If you did as many as I did, I had a whole entire list. First I went through and I found all of the ones that I would be eligible for, and then I wrote down when they were all due, and then I ordered them from that, and then I broke them down into what each one needed. Some of them needed essays, some of them needed recommendation letters, some of them needed portfolios, so there was a lot to go into some of them. So you want to make sure that you allow yourself enough time to complete each one, and you want to also, if you have to mail some of them and they have a deadline, you want to make sure that you're mailing them in time for them to get there by the deadline. There were some really close calls, I'm not gonna lie, because I was out sick for a week, and I was just didn't get some of those scholarship things done that I wanted to get done. So there were some really close calls, and I think I only skipped out on 1 or 2 of them. I ended up not dealing with some of those, but you want to make lists, you want to make calendars, you want to be able to cross things off. I had a pretty free schedule in my senior year, and so I had a study block, and I went to one of the art rooms, and it was literally just me, and then sometimes my friend when she had a free period, but she also had a class for like half of the year, and then yeah, anyways, so every day in that study I would basically be working on scholarships if I had like no other projects to do. And so yeah, it was really useful. That time was so useful because I didn't do any scholarship stuff at home. I did everything in school, in class, in that free period, and I just think I'm more productive not at home. So like that year I made sure that like pretty much all my homework was done before I went home. So I don't know, that's another tip just for high school in general. I will make a whole separate video on like tips on getting through high school, and then maybe in a little bit, I don't know, I'm still a freshman in college, so I don't know that much, but maybe I'll get a video for like getting through like your first year at college or something, I don't know. But those are like the 5 main things, and a lot of them have to do with like planning ahead, like doing things ahead of time, doing things early, and and organization, because I cannot stress it enough. The more organized you are, the easier it will go. Like, seriously. So, those are my 5 tips. I hope you really take them to heart. They have all worked for me, and I really encourage you to do that. So thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment any tips that you have or any questions you may have. Like this video, subscribe, did I already say that? Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!